Take a breathtaking trip with Top Travel, brought to you by Halls and the power of menthol. Refresh, refocus, Halls. Breathe for it. Ungapheli umoya. Last week on Top Travel, we blackwater tubed the Storms River, then skydived over Plettenberg Bay. This week, we head up what the locals call the mountain in the sea, meet the kind of lovebirds who aren't afraid of commitment, take a wind-powered tour of the mother city, and scuba dive these underwater forests of Oscar-winning fame.
Molweni, beautiful people. Fez and Anesu here.
And I'm Anesu.
And you are watching Top Travel. We're deep in the Western Province, in a city Ness and I actually met, Cape Town. We're going to be taking you to its iconic mountain, looking at the vistas that it has, and of course, the seas it's loved for.
This has always been one of my favorite cities, and I think that's an opinion that's shared. It's been voted one of the top cities in the world to visit, and we're going to be flying, diving, and of course, exploring what the city has to offer. Come along for a great adventure!
As our base from which to explore, we had the Tintswalo Atlantic luxury seaside hotel at the foot of Chapman's Peak. Patrick Matenga and his team put on quite a show.
The space is so beautiful, Patrick. I love the wood complementing the pieces around here, and it's quite tactile as well.
We try to incorporate modern and very old, and also we try to incorporate in the color of the ocean. And here also we have the painting that symbolizes all activity that's happening in South Africa.
Wow!
Yeah.
This is astounding. What a special place.
It is a Stable Mountain National Park. We try to make it beautiful because when we leave the space, it can still remain the same way we found it.
That's the beauty of the concession that they made. One day, if they need to move, they'll be able to take everything that's around here and make sure that they've left as little of an imprint in the area as possible. It really is a beautiful way to be sustainable.
It is a magical place, Pat, and we heard that Tintswalo started from someone making a wish. Is that true?
So Mr. Corbett came here. It was a camping site. They made a wish. They want this place to be a lodge, and then they took the wishing stones into the ocean, and here we go today. So we're gonna allow you to do the wish again, the same, your wish will come true.
Well, it sounds like some pretty strong magic, so you gotta be careful what you wish for.
It was even better for us to hear that this level of style and luxury has been achieved while treading very lightly on the earth.
This view really does not get old.
Basking in the sunlight, the mountain range, the ocean. I can get used to this.
When a sailing ship was becalmed here 400 years ago, the captain's mate, John Chapman, came ashore to find supplies, and Chapman's Peak got its name.
Kind of looks like there's some rocks just for us.
Fezile, may all your wishes come true.
Mine says the same. I love that.
Really shows that they consider their guests, and it makes an experience unique when it feels like they're thinking about you. And they've given us a wish. Okay, don't tell me yours, because that'll make sure that doesn't come true. So,
You're getting in the zone now?
Yeah.
Okay, well, while you're at it, we're not just gonna throw these into the ocean. You have to stand with your back, hold it in your right hand, close your eyes, and lop it over your left shoulder. That's the key to making your wish come true. I heard it from the source, okay?
And then maybe you get like rich, or you get superpowers. I'm not going to tell you what I'm hoping for, but I'm just saying, it's a wish.
Superpowers?
Okay.
I'm scared I'm gonna like hit you with my rock.
Listen, left shoulder, make sure you make the wish. Thank you for having Top Travel. Let's go.
Top Travel.
1, 2, 3.
Hit us up on our socials if you can guess what those wishes are.
When this wish comes through, you'll know. Things will be different. You'll know.
I'm not telling.
General Manager Melissa Durant is in the wish fulfillment business.
And welcome to Robben Island, your suite for tonight.
Wow, Melissa, this is beautiful. The view is what captures my attention right away, but the decor of the room is stunning as well.
It is special. So as you go through the lodge, you'll see that there's elements of more classic decor and now a more modern twist as well, which is great fun.
I know it's called Robben Island for a reason. It has a heart to it.
Every suite that we've chosen, we've got 8 island suites and we've got the 1 villa, was chosen after a specific island for many reasons. Mainly, I think it was to decorate and to have a bit of fun with that and bring in elements from all over the world. Robben Island was because for us it's the most special island. Very rustic elements, beads, the doors, quite textural as you look around. Obviously we've got many photos of Madiba around us.
Just down Chapman's Peak Drive in Howe Bay, we caught a bus along the Cape Peninsula to where it rises up into its most epic form.
It's the mountain that really grounds Cape Town as the mother city in her splendor, but a lot of us as locals haven't really taken a trip up the cableway up to Table Mountain.
We spent many years studying here, but we never got a chance to go up. Now we get to do it together.
When the man who conquered Mount Everest, Sir Edmund Hillary, came to Cape Town, even he took the cable car. Colette van Aswegen advised that we follow his lead.
Colette, a lot of people hike around Kirstenbosch and Table Mountain, but when did the cableway come into being?
Well, the cableway started operating actually in 1929. So in this year, we're celebrating 95 years of operation.
For us to need a cable car, it must be quite high.
Absolutely. The lowest station where we're standing is 363 meters above sea level. Top station is 1,067 meters above sea level. It takes about 3 to 4 minutes to travel between the lower and top station. And the cable cars run actually on a counterbalance system. So as the one goes up, the one comes down.
Table Mountain is known for its unique shape. It's why it's one of the 7 wonders of the world, but it's also part of the 7 wonders of nature. What's that initiative?
In 2007, Table Mountain participated in this worldwide initiative called the New 7 Wonders of Nature campaign. And we were up against 268 other sites throughout the world, even the Grand Canyon. And here we are. Table Mountain has been named an official New 7 Wonder of Nature.
This has probably got to be one of the most dramatic viewpoints I've seen.
Yes, we are really spoiled to be living in such a beautiful city. We're facing the city bowl. Over there on the left-hand side, we're facing Lion's Head. We've got Signal Hill, beautiful Cape Town Stadium. And over there, we see Robben Island.
Look down for a second and the wonders are just as impressive, if only on a smaller scale.
Table Mountain is part of the Cape Floral Kingdom. It's the smallest but the richest floral kingdom in the world. And here we'll find more plants on Table Mountain than what you'd find on the entire British Isles in terms of plant diversity.
The Khoisan call this the mountain in the sea, and there's more to it than meets the eye.
Here we are facing the 12 Apostles mountain range. Many people think it's 12 peaks, but in actual fact, we're looking at 18 peaks facing this way towards Howe Bay.
So a lot of people think that Table Mountain is just that flat tabletop, but it extends so much further beyond that.
If you think of Table Mountain National Park, it starts in Cape Peninsula and stretches all the way to Signal Hill. It's massive.
With most of this natural majesty accessible for free, 4.2 million people visit every year.
Wow, these views! I feel like I'm flying here.
Feels like the perfect moment to just collect ourselves and appreciate being able to breathe this air 1,000 meters above sea level.
Yeah, these views are breathtaking.
And yes, it's a romantic spot, so if you're searching for the words to tell that someone special how you feel, let the mountain be your muse. Coming up, the wind does the work on a paragliding tour of the Atlantic seaboard, and we land just in time for oysters at the famed Chef's Warehouse. Refresh, refocus, take on the thrill of adventure. Halls, breathe for it. Ungapheli umoya. From Signal Hill, you can climb Lion's Head or take a running jump into fresh air.
And As you guys know, on Top Travel, we do spend some time being calm, cool, and collected, but we also like those high-octane moments, and that is what this is about.
Last time we were paragliding was in Reunion Island. I think this one's going to be special because we're on home soil. It's time for us to launch off. Signal Hill is higher than I thought. Kind of getting a bit nervous now.
It's okay. This isn't a gorge jump. We've got a parachute. We've done it before.
Okay, you're right.
But I can understand the nerves.
We're all good. We're good. It's okay. It's okay.
With Herman Fenter as your instructor, you get maximum thrills and minimal homework.
Welcome guys to Table Mountain Paragliding School. Today you're going to be our students. We're going to give you an introductional flight to paragliding, and that's basically the entry to paragliding to teach you what it's all about.
What can we expect from our flight?
So today you're going to be attached to an instructor. He's going to brief you on what it's all about, how to launch the paraglider, and then we're going to walk and run down this beautiful place, and you're going to experience the feeling of what it's like to be a bird.
How high is this altitude?
We are at 370 meters here, and it's very unique in the sense of we fly from a mountain over a city and land next to an ocean, which is quite rare in the world.
I'm feeling really ready for this, and it's good to know. Triple redundancy harness, right? Did I get that right?
That's correct. All right, we checked everything. You are good to go. Guys, the takeoff is all about walking and running. We launch into the wind, and it's all about having fun in a safe environment.
Now, the wind in this city can really blow, but on this day, it was the gentlest of breezes.
Be able to see the city from a bird's eye view just reminds you of how privileged we are to live in this part of the world. We have one of the world wonders at our doorstep, Table Mountain. The ocean is crystal clear here. I just feel like my breath is taken away every time we get to explore, and Top Travel has really given us opportunities of a lifetime to do that.
Vota at some stage was like, oh yeah, get ready for a roller coaster. And I was like, what did he mean? What? And I was like,
So far, so good, though I still had to get down.
Woo! If that's not sticking a landing, I don't know what is. That was so amazing. Seeing Table Mountain, Lion's Head, and of course, our incredible ocean. My breath has been taken away.
You did it, my dear, you did it. Well done.
Yeah.
In Fez's head, he was Maverick, and this was Top Gun.
Let's see if he sticks the landing. Let's see.
ah, look at that. Top Travel. You beauty. What a landing, folks. What a landing. Stuck it like a champion. Woo! Thank you. Thank you. I think that's a 10 all around. My captain here.
That's today, SABC3.
Not this one. Oh, how was that?
I mean, I'm already unkitted and my tummy is still topsy-turvy-whirly from that flight, but it was amazing.
It's honestly an experience you need to have, because I always say looking at places from a different vantage point makes them even more beautiful, and that's what this was. Thankfully, Reunion had me ready, so I've got a stronger stomach.
I don't know about that. I heard some screams when you were doing that roller coaster thing, so I was a natural in the air. It was my natural habitat after all. Flying is something that I'm used to, clearly, so you know.
Screams of enjoyment,
Okay.
But okay, water baby, air baby.
The way the Mother City was spoiling us with experiences, it felt like a birthday, which extended to sundowners on the bay, with my man helping to prepare dinner.
Fez always likes learning from the chefs, but I couldn't miss this incredible sunset. So, cheers to enjoying Cape Town.
In the kitchen of Chef's Warehouse at Tintswalo Atlantic, sous chef Bradley van der Kerk was set to share his trade secrets.
Okay, let me earn this apron. What are we making tonight, chef?
So tonight we're going to be serving some oysters, and then we'll also be cooking the king clip as well.
Ness loves seafood. I think I'm going to win with this one.
Okay, it's very simple, very easy. So over here we have our salt meringue, which the oysters are going to be sitting on. This is our lovely fresh oysters, as you can see over here. So this over here, the onions, just
These onions, are they pickled kind of to allow for that flavor to...
Yeah, they're pickled in a red wine vinegar and some red wine.
Concentrated.
Concentrated, acidic, it's quite sharp, yeah, if you want to have a taste. There you go. Just a little is enough. Goes a long way.
Acidic. Actually really good.
So next what we're going to do is put our lovely coconut and miniature chilies. You just want to get a little bit of the tip of the teaspoon right there.
Tip of a teaspoon.
Just in the middle.
It's
yeah.
nice and smooth. This is the last component.
So this is the second last one, which just be the fennel. So luckily I have these.
So these almost look like apparatus that we use in surgery. We kind of grab the tweezers when you're holding things, and he is surgical with these movements, as you can see. It's like the same profession, really.
Lastly, to finish off our lovely oysters, we have our chili oil over here, just to give it a little bit of punch so it's not a flat oyster.
Even technique to it, just a bit of a tap. Okay.
There we go, just releases all the flavor at the bottom. There we go, that's our lovely oysters, Fez.
And for the main, a charred corn sauce, shaved fennel, apricot glaze, pom anna potato, and the catch of the day.
So what I'm going to be doing is just searing the king clip off in a lovely hot oil, and then from the oil it's going to be glazed with a little apricot jam, and then we're going to be gratinating it under the salamander.
You're putting that weight on the king clip so that it sears evenly?
That it sears evenly and it doesn't shrink, because you know when you cook a fish then it generally always shrinks up in front of your eyes. So this prevents it from doing that shrinkage part, so you get a nice evenly flat piece of fish here. And then what I'm going to do is add a little bit of butter to that as well. What I'm going to do is just rub this apricot glaze over the top of the king clips just to give it a nice sweetish kind of flavor tinge to it. Yeah.
Apricot? Really? I feel like that is a throwback to the snook, the apricot, the sweetness.
Yes, definitely. That's how, like, traditionally being from Cape Town, that's how we enjoy our snook on the braai.
I mean, there you have it, high-end, kind of delicious food, but making sure that you keep it very authentic.
Yes.
The corn and potato bring French flair, the king clip the best of local, and what a combination.
Last but not least, don't forget our little...
This is a big gun. Yeah. What is it called?
This is called the siphon filter, and the sauce that's in there is our beer blanc.
Beer blanc.
Beer blanc, yeah.
Have a look at that. So pretty. Makes me kind of want to drink it, but I know it's part of the entire experience. I think Ness is going to be impressed by this. I'm impressed by this. I'm going to want to eat it.
Fez may be a qualified doctor now, but he's lost none of the waitering skills from his student days.
You have your meal prepared. Start off with oysters mignetta. I know you love oysters. Seafood is on the menu. And then we have our king clip, which has some pom anna, you know, some potato there, thinly cut, crisp, the way you like it. She does love potatoes.
Okay,
and
French.
then a whole fennel salad there. Anyway, there's a lot of talking. Enjoy. Let me know what you think.
Hey, and this little concoction over here on the shelf?
It's a dessert. You're asking too much. You're asking too much?
Thank you, Chef.
I say.
Wow, I was kind of wishing for oysters. Clearly there's something special in the air here.
Those West Coast Saldanha Bay oysters in that mignonette dressing. Oh, I'd imagined how good they'd be, but the reality was just beyond.
This is amazing.
The freshness of the oysters.
But that's the thing, you don't want to overpower the oyster at all.
Exactly.
As for that sauce of whisked butter in a white wine, vinegar and shallot reduction,
The chef has outdone himself, and being able to taste the fish and hear the ocean at the same time, this is a chef and an eater's dream.
so good, we hadn't touched our bread and butter, so we had it for dessert. Up next, we're in the home port of our Navy diving school to learn from the best how to get our scuba on, and then we land in the lap of luxury again.
You don't have to overload your travel bag, as Adco Myogel offers a 3-in-1 solution to heartburn, indigestion, and increased gastric activity. So don't forget to pack your Adco Myogel, and happy travels!
Simonstown trains elite scuba divers, but instructor Morne Lagranji had the opposite in us.
Welcome guys, welcome to your basic diver course. I'm Morne, I'll be your instructor for today. So how today's going to work is very easy. I'm going to take you some theory that is quite important for diving. You need to know some basic backgrounds. After that, we'll do some skills. We'll take you to the pool, practice the skills. Once you're comfortable with the skills, we'll go for a nice dive.
Yeah, so Morne, this sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun, but is it more an effort-based thing, or is it just psychologically getting yourself calm in the water?
Well, it's a bit of both. I know that in yoga, you breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. In scuba, it's the other way around. So that might be a bit of a challenge for you, because it's now in through the mouth and out through the nose.
Hey, hopefully I'll remember that.
I never thought I'd be able to learn how to scuba dive, so I'm very excited. I'm very grateful.
I've always loved the ocean, but it's always saddened me that some of her depths are unreachable. So to be able to learn how to scuba dive this morning and to go into the deep really has me excited. I feel like a little girl in an amusement park. Now that we've done the theory, we're going to play around with the equipment and get to know it on solid ground, then head into the pool and see how all of this theory comes into practice. And only once we're totally comfortable, then it's time to face the ocean herself. Woo!
Miller's Point Tidal Pool is where aspiring but amateur divers go to get their feet wet.
Oh yes, you're looking at us. We're looking like water ninjas. We're about to have our first foray into the water. There's a tidal pool there. It's going to warm us up before we go out into the open seas.
I feel like I've activated seal nest right now. This suit is holding everything together. The tank is really heavy, so I'm kind of crouching over, but in the water, I'm sure it feels weightless. I can't wait for this.
Look at it,
Can you tell we're excited? Can you tell?
Number one rule when it comes to scuba, you gotta breathe. I know, it sounds weird, counterintuitive, you're in the water, but you just gotta keep breathing, nice, consistent flow, and you'll be A-okay. Make sure that it's in through the mouth, out through the nose.
The other thing, stay nice and calm and remember your hand signals. It's almost like a special scuba language. You might think this means okay, but actually that means okay. This means we're heading on up there. No air, let's share.
Exactly. Down, you know, pause. Pause.
When your survival depends on paying attention, the mind tends to focus.
We first got used to just breathing through the scuba regulators, and the guys were amazing. There was one or two things they struggled with a little bit, but we got them through that and they're very comfortable now at the moment, so they're ready to go to open water.
Lovely to look at, beautiful to behold, but if you step into it, it's cold.
Getting into the water, you get hit by how cold it is, but eventually, once you've sunk in there, you kind of acclimate quite quickly, and then it's just about watching Morne, making sure you're getting all of those instructions that he taught us, as well as the ones he gives on the fly.
You can feel yourself getting deeper and deeper, and there was a moment there where my mind started playing tricks on me, thinking about all of the things that could go wrong, and then I just thought about Morne saying, no, take it easy, all you need to do is breathe, and that made it smooth sailing. It's so quiet down there, it's calm. The rest of the world falls away and you're just submerged in the peace.
Wow, seaweed around me? When did we get so deep? I mean, 10 meters, it feels like that was in the blink of an eye, and all of a sudden I'm just immersed by the seaweed. It feels majestic, but I need to make sure I keep looking at Morne. Okay, cool, keep going, keep swimming.
Oh my gosh, Morne, I had high expectations. This went far and beyond that. That was incredible.
You guys were really, really calm and collected I can see you guys being regular divers.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you enjoyed it so much.
After graduating from medical school, this comes a close second. So we treated ourselves to a night at another glorious Tintswalo location on False Bay, where Kirsty Viljoen made us feel right at home.
Oh, wow! Welcome to Tintswalo Boulders. You're welcome, drink.
Thank you so much. This is such an incredible property.
Thank you. We have a beautiful home away from home feel overlooking the ocean as well as the penguins. You are more than welcome to go and explore.
Oh, look at that view. Kirsty wasn't lying. It really is just ocean as far as the eye can see. Can't see any penguins just yet, but that's on the to-do list.
Oh, it really is serene. Such a nice atmosphere here.
Got that nautical feel, even right down to this portrait painting. If it's as beautiful as it is here, I can only imagine how nice our room's gonna be.
Ooh, Dromedaris, the name of our room, like all of the other rooms, named after shipwrecks. I wonder what that story is.
Okay, the theme continues into our bedroom. Comfortable, luxurious furniture.
Definitely a classic look, and 50 Shades of Blue is definitely the name of the game here. I'm loving the furniture, but like a siren, the views outside are calling.
Those are actually seagulls, but let's just go with it.
I think it's a penguin.
Wow, would you look at that? Views everywhere you look. The bay looks majestic. And is that Muizenberg over there?
Yeah, Muizenberg, Fishhook. You can see the whole bay here. And not so far away, penguins.
They do look cute. Okay, well done. This is going to be a great stay. When the penguins come out, it means it's a thumbs up from the universe.
Let's go get cozy.
My penguin.
We'd taken our scuba baby steps. The next day in the Atlantic Ocean, things would get real. Just ahead, I'm used to walking forests, so diving down into them is like a dream. Refresh, refocus. Take on the thrill of adventure. Halls, breathe for it. Ungapheli umoya.
Carenza Paracy is a must for any travel kit as it helps relieve the symptoms of colds and flu. As you travel to different places and experience different weather conditions, always be prepared with Carenza Paracy.
Wearing a wetsuit feels like you're in a Bond movie. Except in this one, you do your own stunts.
New day, and yes, the scuba divers are here. We were walking into the water from the beach. Now we're launching like professionals. My man behind us clearly approves. It's time to go, yeah?
I'm so ready. I kind of feel like I've got a hang of this wetsuit thing. Got my fins, got the right mindset, so we're ready to go deep, deep, deep underwater.
Game time. Scuba doobs.
Welcome aboard Top Banana. That's the name of the boat. From a safety perspective, in the unlikely event that anything goes wrong, myself and Nick will take charge. When the boat's in motion, if we can please just keep seated with our feet in the foot straps. The conditions looks amazing. I don't like to say it because every time I say that, the moment I go around the corner, it just changes. But it looks good, so it should be quite a nice day.
Heading out on the boat this morning really feels like there's anticipation building and in the air. Our ocean waters here in the Western Cape are absolutely pristine, and the best way to remind people of how to conserve them is to go out and to show them the majesty of this underwater environment. I'm so excited.
For a short stretch, we felt invincible. SEAL Team Bravo. Then, the ocean called our bluff.
The water seems to have gotten a bit more choppy. I actually thought it was going to be far more serene. Monet isn't looking too impressed with it. Maybe this might affect us going scuba.
We are now at Seal Rock at Partridge Point. It's not a seal breeding colony, it's just a stopover for them between where they're going and the biggest seal island in False Bay. But at any point in time, there's normally about 50 to 60 seals around here, which makes it the ideal spot to actually come and dive with the seals here. You guys will see that if they're in the water, they bring their fins up. That is actually to regulate the temperature. So that's why they don't get too cold and don't get too hot, because the sun's heating that and the blood vessels are quite close. And that's why it always looks like they're waving at everyone, but that's actually to regulate the temperature.
It does look like they're waving, but I also like that it's functional. Functional high fives, I'm gonna coin that.
It's a bit rough at the moment, so I think we're going to go and we'll do the kelp dive first, and then we check afterwards what it looks like. Maybe it's calmed down a bit, and then we can see again. If not, then we'll try Arc Rock.
Bit of a pity that the conditions aren't going to allow us to get up close and personal with the seals, but just being able to see them in their natural habitat looks like a nice life, hey? Sun tanning, waving to the visitors, enjoying the sights here on the island. Maybe I should be a seal in my next life. Sounds pretty good.
To protect the underwater sanctuary where filmmaker Craig Foster met his now world-famous octopus, we found our own corner of the kelp forest.
Okay, it's game time. Feeling a few nerves creeping up there. Okay, we got this.
That was until Fez met the cold Benguela current.
Okay, the water's it's colder than I thought it was gonna be. Just have to start breathing in through the mouth and just being calm. It's okay, my body's gonna get used to it, I hope.
Scuba diving has always been a childhood dream of mine, and as soon as I flip back and into the water, it's like everything falls away. All you can hear underwater is the sound of your own breathing, and seeing what this underworld looks like really sets my soul alight. It's no surprise that the kelp forests are one of the 7 wonders of the world. It is mind-blowing. You almost feel like you are walking through an underwater wonderland. And I can tell there's a little bit of swell in the water because the kelp is waving with the current. And I can also feel my body being taken along. As with most things in the ocean, it's best to just go with the flow, and I'm enjoying the feeling of complete surrender.
Look at these kelp trees. It's a forest, so maybe there are trees. They're massive. You just look down and all you see is just kelp all the way to the bottom. 12 meters worth.
To me, being underwater, underneath the ocean, it's like being on a different planet. You even communicate with a different language. All of your senses are honed into your breath. So this has been a really magical experience, and it makes every single moment more special knowing that I have someone to talk and chat about it with after it's done.
Moving between the deep blue sea and hanging out on the local beaches is another species which brings visitors from across the planet to Terry Cor's front door.
Terry, how are you doing, sir?
How are you guys doing?
You're so good. We're so excited for this.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you. I mean, the weather isn't necessarily agreeing, but we're super excited to get up close to the penguins.
So we've got these double sea kayaks, fluid synergy sit-on kayak, and they're really suitable to paddle around the corner to the Boulders penguin colony. And here we've got 850 breeding pairs. It's one of only 2 land-based colonies of African penguins in the world.
What's the route to get to them? How long would it take?
So the route is just about 15 minutes of paddling off the Seaforth beach that we have here. We're going to paddle through this world-famous kelp forest that was made famous by the movie My Octopus Teacher. And then we're going to head outside of the Boulders Coastal Park, which is part of the Table Mountain National Park. So we keep our distance and we hang around the boulders, and hopefully we're going to see the penguins swimming out to go and find the fish that they're looking for, which is sardines, to feed their babies.
It was our lucky day.
What we see on the rock here is adult African penguins, males and females. The male is taller and broader, and the female is shorter and more sleeker in shape. And the amazing thing about these African penguins is that they pair for life.
Wow, to be able to get so close, but also at a respectable distance to the penguins is incredible. You want to merge in with the environment so that you don't disturb their normal behavior while still being able to see the incredible creatures that they are.
Terry actually said this is their fishing rock, so they kind of scan and look around. You might be messing up their breakfast, but we're going to be gone soon enough and they can feast.
Incredibly, these top travelers have one foot in the city and the other in the wild Atlantic.
So what's really interesting is to see the penguins in the water here washing their feathers, because they are going on a journey of 50 miles out to the continental shelf where they will dive down to find sardines. And I say they because they go together. It's collaborative fishing. But it's important that they remove all the bits of dirt and penguin poop that might be in the feathers. And then once they have cleaned up, they will start heading out looking for the predators, which is the Cape fur seal. So that once the penguins have got a bit further out and they see there's no seals around, then they will start heading out to the fishing ground. And they can swim incredibly fast. They're swimming at 25 miles an hour. And when they arrive at the fishing ground, each one of them has got a specific role. Some of them are bubble blowers, some of them will swim at different depths around the fish, and they will corral the fish together in what we call a bait ball of sardines. And as the sardines reach the surface, the birds that are flying around that have followed the penguins out can see where the fish are coming up, and they can dive down and so they can feed as well. So the important role that the penguins have in nature is that they find the fish for many other species. And if we lose the penguins, we could well lose those species too.
That's the astounding thing about Mother Nature. You might think that different species work as individuals, but actually it's a complex web of balance where one species relies on the other. And that's what conservation is all about. Conserving one species actually protects the whole ecosystem.
If other penguin species breed in Antarctica, these little guys come into the world on our doorstep, and that's to be celebrated.
Snow is great, but thankfully we're able to actually get warm with the Jacobs.
You know, always gotta have it with you, just for moments like this.
This is what's convenient about these sachets. You can carry them around anywhere you're going. Jacobs is right there with you.
Ooh, get me some of that caramel mocha. Yeah!
Look at that steam. Even smells great, you know? Inviting.
Oh, that is wonderful.
Smells so good. Tastes even better.
For just this moment, we'd created the best pop-up coffee shop in all the world. Next up, another bird which doesn't fly but flourishes on the Cape Peninsula, and let this Cape Dutch architecture inspire you to win a trip for two to Amsterdam.
Find your wonderful. Jacobs, wunderbar.
Still on the peninsula, we took in the extraordinary ostrich farm of Alistair Bansfather Clutie.
Welcome. We're so excited to be here. We want to see some of the ostriches and also hear your cool story.
Righty. Yeah, we've been an ostrich breeding farm for about 30 years now, so since 1996. And my wife and I, we run the farm now. It's been a good 16 years of hard work, but yeah, we love it out here, and it is a beautiful part of the world to live in, as you can well imagine. And having Cape Point right here is also fantastic.
I mean, I'm loving all of these sites, but you keep holding what looks like an oversized chicken egg. I know it's an ostrich egg. What's going on here?
Well, it's about the equivalent of 24 chicken eggs in one ostrich egg. And there it is. I'm going to ask you, though, to stand on this.
I love how you went for me and not Ness.
Well,
I would have gone for the lighter.
bigger chap, you know, come on.
Okay. All of you heard, Alistair said that I can stand on this egg. So when it breaks, it's not my fault, okay? Let's.
There we go.
Okay. No.
How's that?
Okay, I was expecting a bit of a crack on that.
Come on. There we go.
Ooh.
Whoa, Whoa! You can basically do yoga up here.
This is impressive. But listen, is this actually? Okay, it is. It's an egg.
It's
Fair
a
enough.
real egg.
Thought it was going to be filled with cement.
Not quite.
Ostrich eggs clearly are made from, or the shells at least, are made from different material to chicken eggs.
Well, no, it's exactly the same material. It's just a lot thicker. Basically, yeah.
The shells have to be that size and that hardy when you consider what hatches out of them.
Here we have the little guys, and they are really awesome looking.
They are so cute and super fashionable as well.
These guys are 3 weeks old now, and ostriches have a funny thing. They grow so fast. So you'll see these are 3 weeks, then we're looking 4 weeks and 5 weeks, and you can see the difference in the size. It's phenomenal. Here we have those lovely spotty teenagers that we were talking about earlier. So as you can see, they're looking a little bit unkempt, a little bit dirty. You could imagine they have lots of spots on their faces.
You know what? Life is hard and I can feel the angst. It gets better, guys. You know, teenage angst, you'll grow out of it.
We've all been there.
At 6 months, these teens are the size of their parents and with an appetite to match.
So guys, here we're going to do some feeding of the ostriches. You ready to lose a couple of fingers?
That's why he gave us 10.
What we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of feed in your hand, like that. Nice and flat, as if you're feeding a horse. If you have your fingers up, well, there you go. So I'm going to put a little bit of food on each of your hands. All right.
Okay.
Flattest hand you've ever seen.
Time to feed the big bird. Let's go. Yay. That's a proper bite. Took the whole thing out of my hand, went right down.
Yeah.
There we go. Look at that, like a pro.
I got them all.
Alistair, thank you so much for this experience.
Guys, really excellent to have you all here.
We had 1 night left in the Cape before departing on our first overseas trip to Amsterdam. So we chose something with a Cape Dutch flavor.
Wow, from being right next to the ocean to the Franschhoek Valley, the symmetry, the lines, it's beautiful here.
We're here at Monument House, a place that pays homage to Cape Dutch modernism. We're going to explore and see everything it has to offer.
The estate was created by Welsh-born fashion and design entrepreneur Wendy Smith.
Welcome to Monument House. Thank you. Wow, the traditional Cape Dutch architectural style is exquisite.
We've taken a few liberties with that particular architectural style, but we definitely do pay an homage to it. But it's a little more contemporary, a little bit bigger than it should be, a little bit brighter than it should be, but we feel that it works and marries well.
Well, I'm a garden girl, so can I see these beautiful gardens of yours?
The garden is immature because we only finished the build in 21 and didn't actually start to develop the garden until much later. But I still think it gives you an idea of the fruition of anything that you plant in South Africa. It's very easy to grow anything.
Okay, I love me a good garden. I might not know all the names of the flowers and the plants, but this pool is beautiful. I have a pair of shorts that match it actually.
Yeah, you're my kind of guy.
Hey, sounds like you're saying I need to get in this pool at some stage.
Oh, yeah, the pool is wonderful. It's the jewel in the crown, I think, of this central garden. It's inspired from a trip from Morocco, as are some of the towers and some of the other architectural elements here. The color green echoes everything. The landscape, the lawn, but also when you go into your accommodation, you see it reflected in some of the rooms there as well.
It's a level of design which won Wendy's Estate this year's Guest House of the Year award.
We were talking earlier about the architecture and the Dutch Victorian style. So here is a very good example. You can see where I've maybe overblown the style a little because the ceilings are very lofty. You know, they're almost 7 meters high and the rooms are sort of quite wide and it's very bright with all double-facing windows. But you still get a little feel, I think, that it is historic, although obviously the feel is contemporary.
And then this room really does open up. You've got this nice modern fireplace. You've really made some bold and brave design choices, which I love. The mixed metals, different textures in here. You can feel the courage in your design.
Yeah, courage and conviction is everything in design. You have to do it properly and you have to be all in. I think Regency stripes and banana leaves and tropical designs don't necessarily go together. But if you put them together wisely and you are bold, I feel it works.
And if the walls seem 3D, it's not a trick of the eye. They actually are three-dimensional.
This room we call Feathers for obvious reasons, and I just think it's joyous. There's a coordinating fabric that sits with it, but combined with the grey of the rest of this room, I think there's a serenity and a calmness about this space, and it's ideal for sleeping in.
Serenity really is the perfect word for it. Would you say the other room is quite similar?
So the other room echoes the green that we were talking about earlier at the pool, and it's full of flamingos, and it's a riot of joy and colour.
If Fez was a little quiet, it's because he couldn't get that dazzling pool out of his mind.
Rolling lawns and rolling hills, that really does sum up the Franschhoek Valley. These mountains come in layers. They almost seem to just keep going. They trick your eye and you feel like you're really engulfed in the stunning landscape.
Ah, this is the life. And I was right. These shorts suit this pool perfectly. I mean, look at the steam coming off this water. A nice toasty 30 to 40 degrees.
Yeah, it's a little bit chilly out in the air, but the water is great. We've got the sunset and with sundowners and the person that you love. How could you end the day better? This is the life.
What a destination we have in Africa. Now it's time we explore a little further. Join us again next week as we head for Amsterdam and fall in love with the city of canals, bicycle rides, and art. Taste that glorious Dutch cheese, find ourselves in a garden of 7 million tulip blossoms, and tell you how you could win a trip like this for two. Breathe for it with Halls. Refresh and refocus with a trip of a lifetime. Stand your chance of winning a trip to Amsterdam with 2 return economy tickets on KLM Royal Dutch Airlines and 20,000 Rand spending money. KLM invites you to take a seat on board. Enjoy the snacks and drinks that are included in your ticket, charge your phone, connect to Wi-Fi, or watch a movie. To enter, tell us what you love most about traveling. Comment on Top Travel's competition social posts using hashtag TopTravelTV, hashtag TravelWithKLM, and hashtag Halls Breathe for it. T's and C's apply.
Another feel-good production.